Hi, my name is Susan Prince. I've lived in the village almost 5 years, and I currently reside in Whetstone. I'm interested in serving on the Montgomery Village Foundation Board of Directors for a number of reasons. First, I'm currently finishing up my first term. I've spent 3 years being very involved in multiple aspects of the village, and it's only deepened my interest in and affection for the village. I've been able to serve on multiple committees. I've had a chance to learn about all the different aspects of what the foundation does, and I really welcome the opportunity to continue my involvement. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming down the road for the village, and I feel like we're at kind of a pivotal point, and I would like to continue my involvement as we look to additional development that's happening within the village, what's coming at Lake Forest, the old Lake Forest Mall location, and I look forward to continuing to serve all the residents of the village, and hope I will have the opportunity to do so. I've been involved in village affairs on multiple levels. I've been involved both serving on the board, as I mentioned in the previous answer, and also serving on a variety of committees. One of my most favorite committees that I've served on has been the Recreation Committee. There's a lot of really cool things that are coming. We are continuing to invest in our facilities. We are going to be looking to redo one of our pools. There's a lot of cool things that are happening. I love taking advantage of the classes that the Rec Committee or the Recreation Department puts on. The other thing that I've been very involved in that I'm very pleased was we last year elected or chose a new executive director for the foundation, Mike Conroy, and he's done an excellent job. And I've been very, very pleased to have been involved in that process. We took it very seriously. We worked very hard at evaluating candidates. It was a very rigorous process. And I'm just very pleased with how that all ended up turning out. And I'm hopeful that he will continue to serve for a long time. So that's one of my most proudest accomplishments so far for serving on the board. So I feel very qualified to serve on the board of directors. I currently am involved in a number of different economic development organizations outside of the village. And one of the key things that we do is we work very hard to attract businesses. And I think that's a very important future consideration for the village, as we've seen a redevelopment in the current village center on Montgomery Village Avenue. That's continuing to develop, and I feel very qualified to help to ensure that we're getting the kinds of businesses that residents really would truly value and appreciate. The other thing that I have experience in is I have worked with residential developers, and I know that we've had a couple of instances where developers have approached us either for making adjustments to our current plans and agreements that have been put in place or proposing new developments. And it's really important to understand how to work with the developer. They will come to you with a plan that works for them. And it's really important that you make sure that you work with the developer to ensure that their plans also work for the residents of Montgomery Village. And I have a lot of experience doing that. And I would certainly welcome the opportunity to continue to be engaged in ensuring that the future development of Montgomery Village actually is the kind of development that we're all hoping to see and really benefits all the residents. So one of the priority items that I feel is very important is we are currently still experiencing a pretty high level of inflation across the board, and it's affecting all aspects of our life, from the cost of food, gas, housing, et cetera, et cetera. one of the things that you may not realize is that it also affects your fees that you currently are paying at the village. And our foundation is working extremely hard to minimize the increases from year to year, and they've done an incredible job. I truly am impressed with the ability to manage our expenses in a way that it minimizes the impact on our residents. I think that's very, very important. And I would like to make sure that we continue to support our finance department to ensure that they're getting the support they need to continue to manage those expenses and keep all of our costs down. I mentioned before about the impact of inflation and how hard our finance department is continuing to work to manage those expenses. When you're on the board, you are presented with proposals and bids that are involved in ensuring the ongoing operation of village activities. So, for instance, we are tasked with evaluating proposals that come in for various services. And so we work really hard with staff to ensure that each of those bids are the lowest cost, but still providing the services that people are expecting, the level of service that people are expecting. So we work really hard to make sure, or the staff works hard, and the board supports the staff to ensure that all of the various operations, as we continue to engage with vendors, is to make sure that those costs are contained and maintained and kept at a level that makes it affordable for people to continue to live here. The diversity of Montgomery Village is one of its strengths, and it's one of the things that attracted me to move to the village. I really enjoy all of the various groups that are represented in the village. I think it strengthens our community to have something that's more representative of the world at large. And so I truly appreciate that. One of the things that I think might be of assistance to increase engagement with populations across the village would be to identify ways that we can translate some of our outreach into Spanish, for example. Would it be possible to take a look at some of our communications? I know that some of our major communication outreach is already translated, but are there other areas that we can possibly look to? For instance, the rec classes. Is there a way to put that into a different language? Maybe not Spanish, maybe we look at what other languages might be appropriate. But I would love to see us be able to introduce translation for some of our existing communication to make sure that all members in the community have an opportunity to know all of the things that are going on in the village. I absolutely support the environmental policy. I've had a chance to review it, and several matters have come before the board where the committee has presented, and I fully supported all of the actions that they have proposed. Personally, I love the giant hawks. I wish I knew what kind of hawks they were that live right outside my house. Every morning I go out there and they're calling to each other. It gives me that connection to nature that is one of the benefits of living in the village. We do have incredible diversity of wildlife that lives in the village, and it's one of the benefits between the lakes that we have. There's a lot of wild turtles and other birds, and I truly enjoy the opportunity to really have a chance to engage and see them. Obviously, I'm not disturbing them in any way, shape, or form, but I do feel like this is one of the assets that Montgomery Village brings, is this very strong connection to the environment and to nature. I see the future of Montgomery Village is very bright. I'm really excited about the changes that are going to be coming to where the Lake Forest Mall was located. I think it's a tremendous opportunity for us to enhance our retail offerings that are on this side of 270. I'm really looking forward to that, but it's also going to require very careful engagement with the stakeholders that are involved in that redevelopment because it is going to impact us. Previously, before living in the village, I lived on the far side of the village in the 90s when the mall was open, and trying to get in and out of the village on Montgomery Village Avenue was terrible on the weekends because the traffic was pretty intense. So I do think that our ability to carefully monitor what's going to be happening there is very important. We want to make sure that we continue to ensure that we are able to travel freely. We are not congested. The congested doesn't overwhelm us. Fortunately, we do have the new interchange at Watkins Mill, and I know that will definitely improve things. But I'm very excited about some of the development that's happening, but it's going to also really require us to stay engaged and stay on top of the things that are going to be coming so that, again, it augments life in the village and doesn't bring some negativity that we may not otherwise like to see. I would like to say I am so honored that I was given the opportunity to serve this last term, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And I hope that those of you who are watching this video or reading the transcript in the paper will consider voting for me again this next term. And also make sure you take the opportunity to vote. It's a really important chance for you to have your say in those folks that are going to be sitting on the board and representing you. So when you receive your ballot in the mail, be sure to complete it, return it on time. And again, I hope you will choose me to serve for the next term. Thank you.